I got off work earlier than usual that Thursday, imagining a simple night at home with my wife. But the moment I walked in, my vision of peace shattered. She was in front of the mirror, sliding into a deep red dress that clung to her like it was made for seduction. A dress I had never once seen her wear for me. Her hair was curled, her lips painted in a bold shade of crimson, and her perfume hung in the air like a signal flare. When she noticed me standing there, she smiled with casual ease, kissed me lightly on the cheek, and told me she had an important late meeting downtown. Then she was gone, heels tapping against the hardwood floor, before I could even think of a question. But something in me twisted. No one goes to a client meeting in a dress that screams desire, not with perfume reserved for anniversaries. Not like that. I stood frozen for a minute, tried to convince myself I was being paranoid, but the knot in my chest only grew tighter. Finally, I grabbed my keys and followed her. Her taillights cut through the dusk, and I trailed her at a careful distance, gripping the wheel until my knuckles went pale. The city rolled past, and as I drove, my mind pulled me into old memories. Our wedding day, the vows whispered with trembling voices, the Sundays where we stayed in bed until noon, laughing at nothing at all, the quiet comfort thinking she was mine forever. But the further she drove, the dimmer those memories became. She exited near the wealthiest part of town and pulled into the Grand Hotel. Not her office, not a meeting room, a luxury hotel famous for its bar and discreet suites. My stomach lurched. I parked far enough away to watch her. She smoothed her dress in the window's reflection, nerves and excitement flickering in her movements, then walked in. I gave her a head start and followed inside. The chandeliers glowed faintly, their light soft against the polished marble, and there she was, perched at the bar with a martini. For a moment, she sat alone until a tall man in a tailored suit appeared. He kissed her cheek, his hand resting far too comfortably on the small of her back. My blood went ice cold. I ducked out of sight, but I didn't need to hear their words. Their body language screamed everything. The laughter, the gentle touch of her hand on his arm, the sparkle in her eyes. They weren't colleagues. They weren't discussing marketing campaigns. A few minutes later, they rose and made their way to the elevators. My heart hammered as I slipped into the next one, watching the floor numbers climb. 12th floor. I bolted up the stairs 2 at a time. My lungs burned as I reached the hallway just in time to see them disappear into room 1204. I pressed my ear against the door. Muffled voices filtered through, her voice breathless. "I've missed you. We can't keep sneaking around like this." His reply low and confident. "Don't worry, baby. Soon it'll just be us." Then laughter, the sound of zipper. That was it. I lost control. I pounded the door with my fists until it swung open. She stood there, pale as a ghost, her dress disordered, guilt etched all over her face. "Mark, what are you doing here?" I shoved past her, and there he was, shirt half undone, looking at me without shame. My best friend, Jake, the man who had stood beside me at my wedding, my business partner, the friend I trusted more than anyone. The room spun. My chest felt like it might crack in two. Elena stammered through tears. "It started months ago in Vegas. We didn't plan it, but I love him." Jake didn't even try to deny it. He just looked me dead in the eye and said, "She's unhappy with you, man. While you were working late, she was with me." The world tilted on its axis. Years of friendship gone in an instant. Elena reached for me, sobbing harder. "There's more. Mark, Tommy isn't yours. He's Jake's." I couldn't breathe. Our little boy, 3 years old, the child I rocked to sleep, the child whose laughter filled our home. Jake's son. My knees nearly buckled. All those times people said Tommy had Jake's eyes. I brushed it off as coincidence. I had even joked about a DNA test. And here was the truth stabbing me like a knife. Everything unraveled in that hotel room. My marriage, my friendship, my family, all a lie. I left without another word, stumbling to my car. The drive home was a blur. When I walked through the door, Max, our golden retriever, whimpered at my feet. I'd packed a bag that night and called a lawyer in the morning. Divorce proceedings, custody hearings. It all began like a storm. I couldn't stop. But the worst discovery came weeks later. While sorting through her cloud drive, I found hidden photos. Elena and Jake together. Years worth of them. Not 6 months. Not some conference in Vegas. They had been together since college. Before our marriage. Before our vows. She had chosen me as her safe option. Her backup plan. While her heart always belonged to him. Every moment. Every smile, every memory I thought was ours alone had been tainted. My marriage wasn't just broken. It had never been real. Betrayal doesn't just cut deep. It reshapes the person you thought you were. It takes the story of your life and rewrites it in ink you never asked for.